Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. So the only way I can keep them straight is I have to think, okay, well, my mouth connects to my stomach, so I guess that's Connections.
So I call Catherine to see how dinner at the restaurant is going, and she says, I can't talk to you right now. I'm talking to Mickey. So I'm like, okay, here's the big cheese. I get it. And then she says, hold on, he wants to talk to you. So she FaceTimes me, and I'm FaceTiming with Mickey as I'm getting ready for the podcast.
I don't understand why people spend hard-earned money on a Mickey ice cream sandwich in the parks. I mean, we literally all have ice cream sandwiches in our freezers at home. We don't have Mickey bars. From the mind and creator of the Disney YouTube channel Living in Diz comes a whole new Disney podcast. Okay, can we talk some serious Disney here now? Nope. Get ready for all the Disney knowledge that you can handle. It's Corey. It's Lawrence. It's the DIZPod.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Hello and welcome to the one and only the DIZPod. Welcome everyone. I'm calling it week 63, could be 64, who knows? All I know is Lawrence is up there. Love to open the show this way. Is it colder up there than it is down here?
It is freezing up there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I am
Depends on
about 512 miles away from you, so yes.
That is true. That is true. I'm relaxing over here at 84 degrees at 7:10 p.m. Eastern time at recording time. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
I have no idea what the weather is here, but it has been dreary and rainy for the last couple days. And in fact, over in Wilmington, North Carolina, they had some crazy flooding, like cars. All you could see was the roof line on some of the cars. And it didn't even seem like it rained that heavy. It must have just been right at the right time or something like that. So, but here, it's just been steady rain for the last couple days, but nothing crazy.
Okay, well, rain has finally stopped here, and I'm happy about that because we just had a ton here in Florida, a ton here in Disney for a couple of weeks. It feels like maybe 3. I don't even know, but it's definitely stopped. It hasn't rained. I feel like it really hasn't rained much in the last few days, at least where we are. So,
Well, you must have sent it over here.
Yeah, maybe you can keep it over there. Keep it over there for a while. That's good. That's good for me. So welcome everyone who is listening and watching live. We do this live because we do it for you. And that is certainly not to discount. Hello and welcome to anyone who listens and watches at their earliest convenience throughout the week. It means the world to us. Definitely subscribe to not only the DIZPod, but subscribe to Living in Diz as well for your vlog needs, your live stream in the parks needs, and the DIZPod over there for the DIZPod. For the podcast, which historically has ranked as high as top 5 in the world for Disney content. That's how I'm calling that these days, Lawrence.
In the world, which is still crazy to me. I don't get it, but I will certainly take that.
Right? I will take it. It's like, wow. If you would have said, we're going to do this, and by the time we get into the 60s for the podcasts, we'll be about 536. I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy.
Right. Nope. There we are. Catherine says it is 77 degrees.
Today I am spotting one of the shirts that I eyed for about a year. And I now finally have it. It's the Haunted Mansion shirt. That looks like a bowling shirt.
You're right.
Yeah, I
You
love
have,
it.
you've looked at that one for a while.
Yeah, and it turned up at the Character Warehouse for $25. So
What?
yeah, sometimes patience. I've done this before, haven't I? I did complete a purchase or two for you, right? Or did we end up with the wrong
Mhm.
size so you didn't get the shirts? I picked up some shirts for you one time at the Character Warehouse, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I will have to go back on stream and see which ones they were because I don't remember.
Okay. But you got them and you've worn them, you think?
I don't know that I've worn them. Maybe
I don't even know what I got you.
I don't remember now.
All right. Catherine has something to do now while we're on.
A lot of research going into shirts.
Yes.
So I am sporting, since we are talking today about TV, which we really haven't covered on the show in detail at all. I figured I would wear my Bluey shirt. So I'm wearing a Bluey shirt.
Bluey. I cannot relate to Bluey at all.
Really?
No, because my kids are just too old now. We're in that category. We've been aged out. Okay. Do they still have? I think they do, but sometimes over time they change the name of the network. Do they still have Disney Junior?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Bluey come on Disney Junior?
Yes.
Okay. Bluey. And then Bluey's blue, but a girl.
Correct. Similar
Okay.
to Blue from Blue's Clues.
I always thought Blues was a male.
Yeah, so did I. No, she's a girl
Nope.
as well.
So
Bluey
when
and Bo are girls.
Tammy and I walked away from Disney Junior, when My Friends Tigger and Pooh was hot. Does that even ring a bell? Because you might have been out of that window.
Yeah.
Because Finley didn't exist. You
Yeah.
know, Jay was already too old.
Yeah.
So we were in the handyman. Let me know in chat or in the comments later if any of you were involved yourself or as siblings in the house. Just let me know in your house. Were you playing My Friends Tigger and Pooh? Were you playing Handy Manny? Oso.
Manny.
OSO. Oso, like Oso the Crazy Panda or something like that. Listen, Oso was a big deal too. When we did a character dining over at Hollywood and Vine for breakfast, we did it with an Oso meet and greet. Oso was a yellow panda with like green around his eyes. Like instead of black and white, he was like green and yellow. I don't remember what Oso was really all about, but I don't know. I think he went on missions or something. I wasn't in tune with that one too much, but very in tune with My Friends Tigger and Pooh. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was it was more than present in our house. It played all the time. When Tammy and I look back at photos taken with the kids during whatever, it's just a Sunday afternoon, we're baking a cake, we take a photo. In the background, there's, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That was huge. We loved it. Tammy and I sang all the songs. So we totally bought in then. That was Disney Junior for us.
Yeah, Finley was definitely big on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and the hot dog song and all of that. She was big into that. Probably more so me, because I remember being at home with her and trying to find something wholesome for her to watch, and I was like, oh, it's got to be Disney. And this is before we even went to Disney. And I'd put that on and she would just be dancing in her diaper to hot dog.
I think I've seen a video of that.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's where we left that. Yes, it was Special Agent Oso. That's what it was.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah. So we did the meet and greet. Oh, one more. Jacob absolutely loved Little Einsteins.
Okay.
So.
What about when you were a
weird.
kid? What show did you watch as a kid?
So I would have to go by, there were no specialty channels back then. You know, there was no Disney Channel of any kind. The closest I got to that was black and white reruns in the middle of the 70s of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse
Mm-hmm.
with Annette Funicello, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Granted, they weren't new. They were reruns, but it was probably 1970, maybe 6 or something ish, where that's the closest I came to that. And I did have Mickey ears. My mom said I used to put them on and just sit and not move till that show was over. I was the generation of Saturday morning cartoons. So, you know, you watched Bugs Bunny and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, during the week, you came home from school, you played outside, but then there was a time where you settled down in the house, and it would be like, and all these were reruns too. They were already shows that had already aired. These are in reruns, but the Flintstones, Casper, Woody Woodpecker, the Brady Bunch, which is not a cartoon, but Brady Bunch was a daily routine. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. Like, it was a whole, in Boston, it was a whole lineup of that. You know, the early afternoon probably started with Casper, then it went to like Heckle and Jekyll, and then kind of built from there. I'm not sure if that's when Bugs Bunny came on too after that, and then it started to go into the non-cartoons, your Laverne and Shirley, your Happy Days, you know, and all that kind of stuff. How about you?
So I remember probably getting ready for kindergarten, first grade, something like that, and I was at someone's house before school. I think they took me to school. My mom had to work early, so she dropped me off there, and they took me to school. And I want to say I remember always watching Magilla Gorilla.
Okay. Hanna-Barbera. You know, Hanna-Barbera was very, very popular when I was younger, and sounds like when you were too. They did the Flintstones and Jetsons, and I watched all those too.
Yeah. Big shows back then. You know, Woody Woodpecker. Man, trying to think of some of the biggest ones. Pink Panther.
Okay.
Yeah.
Muppets was well in my life as well.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. In fact, we were just talking on in a Facebook group earlier today. Someone asked where they could see, and I don't know if they were being trying to be funny or not, but they asked where they could see Cookie Monster in Disney at Hollywood Studios. It's like, so everybody's like, no, while they are Muppets, Cookie is not there. Sesame Street Muppets are not there. So I was saying how I remember being a kid, and as a very young kid, 5, 6, maybe something like that, being confused as to why Kermit was on Sesame Street, but he was also on the Muppet Show. Because he played Porter on Sesame Street. But he was the only one. No other Muppets crossed over, except for the Mana Muppets.
Is that where Kermit got his big break though? He made some appearances on. No, wait a minute. Yeah, made some appearances on Sesame Street, and then I'm just guessing this, and then maybe Jim Henson got a deal for a full network show called The Muppet Show.
That's what I would think, because Kermit would have been on in the very, very, very beginning of Sesame Street, which would have been like 69, 70, somewhere in there. So, he then crossed over and became as big as it. I almost wore my Kermit shirt today. Funny enough.
How did Jim Henson get so many celebrities to make cameos in those first few Muppet movies? It was like in almost every scene. Did they love the Muppets so much they volunteered, or did they have to pay a good? They couldn't have had such a huge budget that they had to pay all these people.
I think it was used as a kind of like Sesame Street, right? Because he did the same thing with Sesame Street. You had all these folks that would come on Sesame Street. I feel like it was used as a marketing tool You know, you went on there, you weren't going to make a lot of money, if anything at all. Maybe you got an appearance fee, if that. But it was more of a marketing tool. That's what I think. Plus, if you think back to those variety shows that were prime time when we were growing up, everybody went on those shows, and I think it was for that same reason. So I think that's kind of what they look, because the Muppet Show was a variety show, just happened to be with Muppets.
That's true. I never thought of it like that. And I mean, if you think of Jimmy Fallon and Johnny Carson and all those too, I'm guessing that the celebrity appearances there are also, they're not paid for those.
Yeah.
Because it's helping each other out. You know, you're getting an appearance from a big name, but they also have something to promote.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah.
And it probably, with the Muppets, right, it probably became a status thing at some point. You know what I mean? Like maybe by the Great Muppet Caper, which was the second one, it's like, oh, I want to make an appearance. They may have had celebrities reaching out, like, hey, yeah. I'd like to do a scene.
Well, and even the Haunted Mansion, Muppets Haunted Mansion, there's a lot of celebrities in that. I'm trying to think of the comedian. I can't think of her name now. But she did. She played the limo driver.
Okay, I can't remember. I saw her once. I need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, it's a good.
Because it's so good, and Halloween's coming up. So.
Yeah. So yeah,
Great.
It's hey, if you got something to promote, go do a Muppet Show.
Yes.
So we figure we'll talk about some Disney news today, and we'll cover the Emmys, which was a huge night for Disney on Sunday night. I did not watch the Emmys, though. Did you? Well, Sunday, I'm assuming you did not watch the Emmys.
On Sunday, you don't know me. I disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
I pull off all the cords,
Mm-hmm.
and I am so locked down, focused on everything football. So no, I didn't. I did pause a second when I saw that it was coming up because I have YouTube TV, so it's very easy to just check mark it, and it records anything you want with no limitations, which is awesome. Like I just click in and it gets every baseball game, every football, all the Celtic, like it gets whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so long answer, no, I didn't get to watch it, and I felt like maybe I was wrong then. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking it was the Tonys. So I'm not going to watch the Tonys because, I love musicals, but I don't know enough about them to really enjoy a show like that. Allison would, but
exactly.
Yeah, the Emmys are decent, but I missed it. So let's looking forward to reviewing that and see what Disney did.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a big night for Disney in the Emmys. And I did not get to see it, so it'll be nice to see what some of those winners were. So in the chat, as you can see on the screen there, we have our map up. What city are you watching us from? So if you will just type in the chat, if you are watching on the DIZPod channel, just type in there what city you are watching from. We'll populate that map and see where everybody's watching from. And we'll do another one later on as well. So yeah, I'm excited.
Lawrence, I feel lonely. I feel lonely over here. I'm over here on the DIZPod channel, and I only have 7 people watching on that side.
I think we
feel lonely.
Drop a link. Let's see if we can drop a link there. Yeah, make sure if you're watching on any other channel or outlet like Facebook to come on over to the DIZPod channel as we try to grow that so that the DIZPod lives on its own channel. Because I want to shout
out Kelsey Elizabeth. Welcome to the live. She says, longtime Ninja replay watcher. Happy to catch this one live. We love that. That just made my podcast night. And she's checking in from Washington, D.C. We appreciate that so much, Kelsey. Thanks for chiming in and let us know. Don't be a stranger. At least pop in and say hello now and then or whatever. But if you're comfortable, Ninja, then it's fine. We love that too. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I'll ask her. Do you just watch the podcast, or have you tuned into any live streams or anything like that? Because we do everything. We do vlogs, we do live streams in the parks, the podcast. So, and I know everyone has their own niches, their own things that they like to follow. So people are chiming in. I see.
Let me make that a little bigger so we can see it.
Yeah. Zone in on that. We have more popping up now. I'm bad at geography, so I can't look at that without seeing the name of the state. Is that OH right there?
We got St. Louis. We have Milwaukee. We have Raleigh. Oh, look at that. We have Washington, D.C. And we have a little known state up there. Boston, Massachusetts there. 2 people watching from Boston. A couple more North Carolinas coming in. Got a couple way down there in Florida.
Nice. I thought I've seen Kelsey Elizabeth's name before. I'm very visual. So she did pop in the live stream, and she was talking about her hokas. She's very passionate about her hokas.
Oh, okay. So hokas and Boston. Okay.
Love that. Love that. I wonder if she realizes that that's where I'm from as well.
Maybe. You don't have as much of the accent as you used to, so.
No, my first career was in radio, so I got rid of it. And I don't know, people made fun of me when I traveled, so I was like, I'm getting rid of this. I was young. Now and then you can catch it.
When I first moved to North Carolina right after high school, I remember I was working at a convenience store, and I said to the lady, I'll never forget, this was 20, 30 years ago now. I said,
but it feels like yesterday.
Yes, feels like yesterday. I said, just the orange juice for you? And she said, you're from New York, aren't you? It was like one sentence. That's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
But now that I've lived here and back and forth, my accent is come and gone. So there's only certain words.
You know what's funny? Yeah. No one has chimed in from the other half of the United States.
We are an East Coast show, apparently, or east of the Mississippi tonight.
They're going to listen later because I guess it's 4:30 right now on the West Coast.
Yes. Yeah, see. Yeah, you might be right.
Oh, say car. Oh, yeah, you can say. I'm stressing it out. I'm stressing it, though, Jen. I can say car. I do have to try really hard, though, to stress the R, though. Car. That's the best I can say that. Car. But Tammy would be like the car. Have some chowder at the car. It was $40 to park. I was parking. I do love Boston, but I live in D.C., and my family is from this little place called NYC and are huge Mets fans, but still love Boston, says Kelsey. Wow.
Oh. I don't have any of my Mets stuff around. Sorry. I don't have anything Mets in the office or in the studio.
That was one of my demands.
So there you go.
No Met stuff in the office. Theo is confused by this podcast. Fun. That's right. I'm like Indiana Jones in the parks. I never lose my hat.
Oh, it doesn't. Is it showing? Okay. Yeah. So now it's showing up. So now I've got blue and orange lights behind me for the Mets.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's go back to the show. There we go.
That made Jen Dubs giggle. We always love it when we can make people giggle. So, all right. What's next?
So yeah, let's cover some Disney news. There was a little bit that came out today, so I thought we would cover that. Let's see if that switches there. There we go. So there are only 4 Mickey's Not So Scaries left with tickets. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
So, hot off the presses. There's my Mets Disney hat.
Yes. I have the Red Sox one that was made for me. Given to by your family as well. Also, I found out who sent me the mystery packets of the liquid IV type of stuff, but a different company.
Oh,
Do you know who it was?
no.
It was Purple Pleasure.
Oh,
Yes. I was going through today. I never let this happen, but I had 1,200 emails that I haven't deleted. So I was scrolling through today. I had some time, and she just caught my eye. I was like, "Huh?" She emailed me. So she emailed me like last week or the week before, and I read through it, and I responded back to her like, "I'm so glad that you sent that to me. Thank you so much for thinking about our health." And because I said I had been on stream a time or two mentioning it now.
right.
And maybe she just wasn't on when I was like, "Does anybody know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who does anybody out there? Are you listening? Who sent this?" Then I started saying, "Did the company hear it and like send me some?" But I figured they would have sent a note saying, "Hey, reaching out,
Yeah.
blah blah blah."
Yeah. That's so funny. Well, good to know who it was. And it was Mom, who's not in the chat. There's Neil checking in.
That's awesome. We have 20 in the DIZPod now.
Yes,
Greg
very
was like, "Everyone's over here." That's right. Come join the party.
no, Neil, this one's mine. You have your own. And
Did
oh,
Neil get one?
Neil did get one. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That was the very first time I met you and Neil in the parks. Or the first time,
So
I should say.
I'll make a deal with Neil. He has to wear that in the park, and I have to wear my Red Sox one if they ever meet in the World Series again.
Ooh. I'll be
We
down
have
for
to
that.
wear them.
Be down
All
for
right.
So yes, there are only 4 Halloween parties left with availability: the 20th, the 21st, 25th, and 27th. So they are moving very. 27th would be pretty good. I mean, you're pretty close to Halloween there.
It's close. Sure.
But
I mean, if I was going to go to a party at this point and the day didn't matter, yeah, I would choose the 27th. I was lucky enough to be able to go to the final Christmas party last year.
when was that?
And I think,
22nd, 23rd?
yeah, that's right. They do cut that off. So you're right. It was around the 22nd, give or take.
I think so.
And I think we were the only channel doing it
Oh, okay.
too.
Got it.
But I can mention that we will be doing our final party on October 3rd on
Yeah.
a Thursday. So
Yes. It's a good day. I will be watching and cutting my cake. So there's been a slight delay in the demolition of Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America. I can tell you, in construction, this does happen, right? They'll put out they'll apply for the permits to do the demo work, to do construction, whatever the case is. They file it with the municipality, and then something comes up. It could be as simple as erosion control, right? When you build a house, a building, or whatever, you've got to have that normally it's black silt fencing all the way around the project, or you have the tree line protection around the perimeter, that kind of thing. So that's probably what it is, if I had to guess, is something like that. It's not like the project has been on hold or been put on hold or anything like that, but this was out there, so I thought, we should address it so that people understand. Don't think that, all of a sudden Tom Sawyer is coming back. They're on the way out. So I would
yeah,
soon.
yeah, I need to get there soon too and grab a walkthrough video of Tom Sawyer Island and get on the Liberty Bell.
Yes.
That's kind of urgent.
Yeah.
Work is a little bit slow this week, so there is an outside possibility I could be roaming around WDW on Friday, gathering some content. So, if so, that will be my priority. Are you looking at your calendar, like, because you're going to secretly meet me?
No, I wish. A little tip, pro tip number 847. If you ride the Liberty Bell before it goes away, don't stand next to the steam pipes. That water hurts.
Oh,
That water hurts. Yeah. Yeah. We've been on the top and I positioned there, I guess, because it was pretty busy up there. And we were right there. And as that water spouts out and comes down, oh yeah, it's raining steam on you. And that water hurts. So yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't the eight what did I say? 846? I gotta put that in the book.
Yeah, it's 846 part B dash 72 though.
Uh Hispanic and Latin American Heritage Month started um, on the 15th, so a couple days ago. And Disney has added in a couple new magic shots for those with Disney Photo Pass in the park. So you got Bruno there, Mirabel, and oh gosh, what's the dog's? Is that the dog from Coco?
Oh, Dante.
Thank you, man. Starting to feel like Corey with my memory. So yeah, so these will be in the parks.
They need to do something where we somehow get Dante and Hey Hey in the same room together.
Mm.
That would they need a mini series or something with Dante and Coco. They need to Dante and Hey Hey. They need a crossover.
Speaking of miniseries, um, did you watch the Bricktoons that came out on Disney Plus?
No, but I want to see it. I
Yeah,
definitely want to see it. Have you seen it?
we've watched a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I mean, they're the length of like the
Mickey Shorts?
the Olaf shorts or Mickey shorts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yep. I need to watch those. I might watch them a little later then.
yeah, pretty good. They were good. Also, Miguel is joining Mariachi Cor in Epcot for
No way.
mm-hmm. So he will be hanging out over there. So if you're there on a Saturday, because I'm assuming as a character he's probably not. Or actually, I don't think that they play later than 5. So I would check if you can see them totally with him. That would be very
Yes.
very cool.
That would be great. Is it a meet and greet too?
Didn't say, so I'm guessing not, but
I'm
maybe.
guessing not as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Although Donald does meet right across there next to Mexico. So they could just put him over there, but we'll see.
Poncho Donald.
Mm-hmm. Disney has confirmed that September by Earth, Wind, and Fire will play on a repeat all day on September 21st. And that is a Saturday. Just throwing that out there.
Oh boy, and we're not going to be there for that.
I know. But yes,
I have to keep my streak going of not hearing September, which is my favorite song to hear. I mean, it's been like a year now, so I don't want to break it.
Man, oh man. So yeah, they're going to play that on repeat on September 21st, which is what we said on this show last year with Cliff. Just throwing that out there.
That they should play September.
Yep.
On the 21st.
Yep.
I remember.
Just saying. Ice Age 6 may be on the way. Nothing official, but John Leguizamo did say that it was on the way. So nothing from Disney themselves, but they are on the way. And this would be the first Ice Age movie under the Disney banner.
That's interesting, right? So do we think it will be better than any of the others or better than most of them? I don't know. I've seen a couple Ice Ages. They're so long ago. But I seem to have enjoyed them. But of course, when it's not Disney, none of this stuff compares. But it can still be good. I shouldn't say none of it because Shrek has been great.
Yes.
What am I missing? Any other animated movies that Disney had not touched?
Well, if you go back, American Tail, No, you
I
did.
never saw that one.
Ah,
They tried to make it look like Disney animation. It came really close,
yeah,
didn't it?
yeah. So an American Tale with their 10 movies, however many they did, um, is probably the first one that I can think of that was non-Disney that had a good life. But yeah, in chat, let us know some of the other franchises like Shrek, like Ice Age that were non-Disney films. The Lego Movie.
Oh, whoa. The Lego Movie is great. If anybody hasn't seen it, the amount of humor in that,
Mm,
even for adults, it's a very, very funny movie. That might be one of the top 3, 4, 5 funny, like funny
yeah,
movies animated to watch that have ever come out. Like it's
yeah.
that funny, I think. So yeah, good call. That's a good one. What's the other one? Puss in Boots, very underrated.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And
Puss in
Minions. Any Minions,
Boots, Minions, yeah, or
any
Despicable.
Despicable Me's,
Hmm.
those are very, very good too.
Yeah. So speaking of animated movies, Inside Out 2 will be officially hitting Disney Plus on September 25th, 2024. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, mark it in your calendar. I think Disney Plus is just going to break on the night of September 25th because I
Yeah,
mean, that movie has made over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. So imagine when it hits Disney Plus. Crazy.
I'm just so happy that Disney reached that kind of mark because the pressure was on
Oh yeah.
from the inside. And
Yeah.
I know this from one of my connections that the pressure was on from way above for these creators to get the job done. And congratulations to all of the creators involved in Inside Out over at Pixar and
Mhm.
Disney because they finally surpassed or met expectations um, financially and everything. And the movie was good. Do I think it was better than the first one? Mm, probably not, but it was very good. It was very good,
I
and I would.
Good.
I was just gonna say, and I would see it again. Um, it was good. It was good, but I feel like I remember the first one being a little bit better.
So I would agree with you because I like a funnier movie and I feel like outside Inside Out 1 was funnier than Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 had a good story and I think it
Oh yeah, both of them.
was an important story and so did Inside Out. But yeah, I feel like Inside Out 1 was funnier and so for me it was better than the second one, but we will certainly watch Inside Out 2 when it comes out.
But you've seen it. You've
Yeah,
seen it.
we saw it,
Yeah.
in the theaters. We went to see it. Yeah, yeah.
I will pull a side note talking about sequels. We saw Beetlejuice the other night. Jacob loved it. Absolutely loved it. Tammy was she said, "Yeah, it was good." We had to discuss it because I came out of it very disappointed.
Oh, so
But
you
and I didn't
all over the place, all 3 of you.
Yeah, and I am a huge original Beetlejuice fan. Huge. Um, so I did talk to Tammy about it because I felt badly about not liking it as much as I hoped. But we talked it through and I probably went from like a 2 out of 5. Well, I do percentages with that, right? So I probably went from like a 50%, 55 to maybe a good 70. I just didn't think it had the laughs, and she agreed with me. She's like, "You're right, it didn't have the laughs." But if you look at it from story quality and that kind of thing, it was good to very good. So, had to really analyze that one. Sometimes I have to do that with a film. Like, I didn't like Solo. I wasn't crazy about Solo,
Okay.
but I had really high expectations for it, so I tried to pull back and say, "Let me rewatch this now that I know what to expect," and I rated it higher the second time. I liked it better the second time.
Uh,
Yeah, so
we have
Greg
never
said it
seen
too,
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice was mid in his opinion.
Huh. Yeah, we want to go. We do want to see it, so I think we'll probably see. We haven't been hitting the theaters a lot, so that might be one that we go see. I think Jay, if I remember correctly, I think Catherine told me Jay just went to see it this weekend.
Oh, it'd be nice to know his opinion. Speaking of animated, Transformers 1 comes out this week, and Jacob really wants to see that too.
I
So.
missed a preview to that by like that much, a free preview,
Oh.
free screening of it. So, gotta be quick.
So I have to say this. Greg said the Beetlejuice crumble cookie was excellent, though, and it was, because when we stayed in the presidential suite, we got crumble cookies, and the Beetlejuice cookie was one of them. Yes, it was very good. Alec Baldwin, a young Alec Baldwin, was in Beetlejuice, the first one,
That was
with
doesn't even look
Gina
doesn't
Davis.
look like the same person. I mean, it's
No,
so long ago.
he ate the thin Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, exactly.
Gina Davis, I met Gina Davis's parents because I used to work in the movies when I was a kid, and Beetlejuice was playing, and we knew that her parents frequented our theater because Gina grew up a few minutes from me.
Mhm.
I didn't know her personally, though. But the parents would come, and her mom asked me if we had any extra Beetlejuice posters. She said, "I like to collect every one of Gina's movies." I was like, "Let me see what I can do," and I grabbed her a extra Beetlejuice poster. So, little
That
Beetlejuice side story.
that's cool. So Steve says Inside Out 2 brought me to tears. Inside Out had me laughing. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. So Nightmare Before Christmas. If you didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters, however many years ago that came out, October 11th, it's in the theaters.
You know what? I'm not sure if I'm coming through on my microphone at the moment. Am I?
Yeah, you sound great.
I sound great?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna double check it, but I'll talk at the same time. So this is at least the second year that Disney has done this, because I remember sitting there last year and watching this. It was probably the last time we got Jill to go to the movies with us,
Mm.
and she loved it. She basically talked word for word with the whole movie, which annoyed us a little bit, but at least she appreciates the movie.
Right, right. um, Neil says hearing September on Guardians brings him to tears.
Neil needs to bring something to relax him more before he goes on those kinds of rides or even thinks of them.
Yeah. Neil will be sitting outside on the bench under the umbrella. Or he'll just walk over to the land while you're on Guardians. So
Kevin Davis. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to point out Derek. Kevin Davis in chat says he just watched Pixar Inside Out 2 and it was just okay. He gave it a C+, about a 75. So that's fair. I could see that.
Yeah. So also hitting the movie theaters again, Hocus Pocus.
So we've been to a piece of the set of Hocus Pocus when we visited Salem last year. And if any of you have missed our Massachusetts vlogs and live streams, go back and watch them. I just think we killed that. It was so much fun. We took you all on a trolley ride throughout Boston. We got off, we did that for several hours, but we did a vlog for Salem and we did a ghost witch tour and all that. And they took us to the house, the big white house that was used in the movie. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. But they did say that I don't think the actors, it was more exterior, I think. I don't think the actors ever really filmed in that location.
Okay. Got it. So let's do this. In doing the research for the Emmys that Disney won, one of the things that came up was how many companies Disney owns, which was astonishing to me, or brands, I should say. So here's what we're going to do. In chat, I want you all to type a brand that Disney owns. So, for example, Disney Parks, right? They own Disney Parks, obviously. So that's a brand. Or the Disney Cruise Line is a brand that they own. So if you would, in the chat, type in a brand that you think Disney owns, and we'll populate that'll populate your answers there.
I think that Disney East of Coca-Cola?
Hold on, I'm going to refresh that. And I'll get rid of some of those others. But as you put, what's interesting about the way we're doing this one is as you put them in, it will make the word. So if 10 of you put in the same company, the same brand, it will make those brands bigger. So as you put that in, it'll be kind of interesting to see. It does pick up some of your other comments though. So, but there were, Pixar's a good one, right? Disney Parks, Star Wars, yes, for sure. That's a big one that stands out. Max Hubman, hello. He says howdy. I'm trying to think of one I would say. Well, I said Disney Cruise Line. Yeah, Disney Cruise Line is up there. But there are several. So keep putting those in, and we'll switch back over to taking a look at some of the winners here. Because there were a lot. Now, as I said in the beginning of the show, I did not get to see the Emmy Awards. But as soon as they were over, if that, I think I had at that point heard just how many that they won, because it was a record number of awards. So they won a record-breaking 60 wins in the 76th Emmy Award show across all of its brands. And here's one that I don't see anybody has put in yet. I see Hulu. Yep, Hulu's a good one. Marvel, big one. Yep. So Disney's FX received 36 awards. That is a new brand. I would not even, until yesterday, didn't even think about that. Okay, I see some ESPNs. Yep. ABC, that's a big one. The Muppets, yep, that's a brand that they own. So we go back into this. So yeah, they won quite a few awards for the show Shōgun, which I had never heard of. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of Shōgun, but I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah, didn't know just how big it was, but it was apparently a pretty big one for them, as it won 19 awards. 19 awards. I don't know if that's the record. Let me see. Does it say? Yes. So 19 awards, setting a new Television Academy record for any series in a single year, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't even know that I knew of it. So is anybody out there watching Shōgun? Is this as good as it is gotten from the critics? Do you guys know? Oh, USC Greg says Shōgun was excellent. Jen W says I gotta watch Shogun. Yeah, I need to. We just, and I know Corey's like this too. Um, does not get a chance to watch a lot of TV. Right? What's a TV series that you watch, Corey?
Right now, like currently following,
The
nothing.
NFL does not count.
I know. So I'm currently following nothing, honestly. Um, and it's not that I don't dislike TV or shows. It's just that when I have a moment, I'm choosing other things that I do. But I mean, the last thing, it's funny. Tammy and I are like that, right? We don't really follow much. All she asks is to watch her Bachelor when it comes on, and whenever the next series of Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, drops on Netflix, we binge it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm currently not following. I mean, we just keep talking about how we got to get back to Bad Batch, Jacob and I, and finish that show. I know there's a lot of good shows out there that we're missing. How about you? You currently following anything?
Lately, not a ton. So Kevin Davis, I'll follow him there. Abbott Elementary. That's a really funny show that we do make sure to watch. Oh, Jen W watches Big Brother. That's my summer show as well. So we do like watching Big Brother around here too. Um, Outside of that, we don't. I watch a lot of YouTube.
That's what I do. Yeah, when I sit down, it's like I click on some people I like to watch, and you get lost in that, and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Jen W is also watching Young Sheldon from the beginning. Funny enough, he was just in Hollywood Studios, and it seemed like he was there for the first time because he was blown away by Rise of the Resistance. And his funny. I think of him as a star, right? A Hollywood star. He's got a big show that just ended after a long run, and his family took him to Hollywood Studios. Was the word that they said. So, um, yeah, he was blown away by Rise. So that was pretty cool. Kelsey says she binged 2 shows on Hulu over the weekend, and Neil follows Pizza Eaters. Oh, okay. Yeah, USC Greg is more of a movies guy. That's Corey as well.
Yeah, that's me. I do dedicate a couple of hours every week for a brand new movie.
Mhm.
Steve Bullock, Corey, NFL. I am in NFL mode right now, for sure.
So the Bear on FX was another huge winner. So Shōgun won 19 and the Bear won 11. So 20 of the awards went to these two productions. And you can see some big ones there, right? Outstanding directing for comedy series, lead actor, supporting actress, and then also picture editing, sound mixing. So they had a pretty wide gamut. And guest actress in a comedy, Jamie Lee Curtis. How about that?
How
I
about
did
that
not,
to win an award for being a guest?
a guest, yeah. I did not know about this. Have you heard about this series?
I have not heard about this series. The poster art is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Chicago. Is that
Mm-hmm.
Chicago?
Yeah.
What time period are we looking at here? Current times, I guess.
Maybe current.
Original beef something is on the sign there. I don't. Oh, okay. I don't know. So do they work in like a little restaurant and we go from there? It looks interesting enough to take a peek and see what it's all about.
Yeah. And it says it's a comedy, but apparently there's some back and forth as to whether it is a comedy or not. So,
Oh,
um, in fact, Lorraine Newman from SNL, the original SNL, um, tweeted. Are we still calling it tweet? Whatever.
X'd. I would say X'd.
She X'd and said that that it, makes her sick to her stomach to think that this is being rated as a comedy. It's not even a dark comedy. So Pamela V says that the Bear series is the best. Okay, so then tell us, do you think it's a comedy? Does it fit into the comedy genre or no?
I'm confused as to why people would think that something is a comedy and it truly isn't. So like what's so funny about it?
Yeah,
That's strange.
yeah, yeah. I don't know because it there was actually a joke that the host did about the bear being a comedy or not. So it I don't know. I guess that we need to watch it.
I don't even know if I have FX. I need to look at that. I have
Uh,
YouTube TV. I don't even know.
yeah, I have no idea. But no, it's actually I think because it's FX, it is on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, you should have. No,
I don't
okay,
have Hulu.
all right. Jim
Try again.
Henson.
I'm gonna search it.
Jim Henson Idea Man. This I did start to watch, and I forgot why I stopped. I got a phone call or something. Neil probably called me, and I just wanted to get back into it, and I need to because I a like documentaries, b like documentaries about Disney, and so this, and I also like documentaries about how things are made or produced or come together. So I think that this was it did have me hooked while I could watch it. So um, yeah, I would make sure to check this one out. And this is on Disney Plus. Jen W says
Uh,
FX is on YouTube TV.
okay. I'm gonna have to look into that then. I've always been since a young child. I've always been obsessed with how things are made in production for
Hmm.
movies and things like that. I have always loved this stuff. So, again, just busy. I haven't prioritized myself to watch this, and this is high up on my watch list.
Okay.
Uh, love the Muppets. We talked about it before. Love everything about it. And I used to try to get my hands on any piece of content, even when I was younger. If something came on the making of, I was there
Mm,
watching it. Um, I just love the creation of things.
yeah.
Even when we've been on set for different projects, I make friends with the crew. Like I ask questions. What are you doing here? What are you doing with that camera? Or what are you setting up? And it's just really cool. I
Yeah.
just love the whole thing. Even when we're walking through like the hub at Magic Kingdom and you see lights and some cameras, like I always stop just to kind of look and see and take it all in. We did the vlog on the corn dogs a few weeks ago on Boardwalk, and there was a production crew there out of the blue. And
Hmm.
I think what they were doing was they had some people in front of the camera, and I think they were talking about DVC. I think they were filming like a DVC promo. And I said to actually Tammy and Jacob, I said, we got offered that job. I said, but we said no. So I see those all the time. I see them
Mm,
filming around Disney. I'm like, they ask for availability, so it's not like you're guaranteed it yet.
right.
But
Right.
I didn't follow up and say yes, make me available for it. But they were doing that over there. So I love production.
I think it's interesting just that picture there with Jim Henson and Kermit. Um, when I think of the Muppets, I don't think of the control being done that way. With his one hand. For some reason, as a Muppet, I think that he's got two hands controlling each of the hands, but that's not the case in that. It's one hand controlling both of those hand movements.
This is just an image I don't think most of us have ever seen. Being a big Jim Henson fan, probably unless you opened up some book dedicated to the history of the Muppets or something. I think that this is an image that we've never seen before. What a great shot.
Yeah.
Look how long Kermit's body is and
Hmm.
goes halfway past Jim Henson's elbow.
Yep.
and to wear this headset where the microphone will pick up his voice. That's a very, very cool picture.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, he's doing a lot, right? He's got to talk. He's got to, I'm assuming, remember his lines, and he's got to control two different pieces. It's just that stuff is just incredible to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's talent. I couldn't do it.
Two others that they won 4 awards, which this always makes me laugh. The Oscars won 4 Emmy Awards. But it is a show, it is a production, so they do get to win awards.
That is weird.
Yeah. So the Oscars won 4 awards. What did they win for? Directing for a variety special, production design for a variety special, music direction, and outstanding live variety special. And then another one that Catherine and I started watching, I think we've watched the first 2 seasons fully, maybe, is Only Murders in the Building.
So is it a comedy?
That is a comedy. I mean, you've got Steve Martin and Martin Short, and then Selena Gomez joins them as well. I think that show was really well done, and I wasn't sure. I remember when it first came out, and they were doing the trailer for it. I'm like, all right, Steve Martin, Martin Short. I'm a fan. Let's see what it is. And yeah, this is very good. So, they live in a building in New York, and essentially a murder happens. And funny enough, they start to do a true crime podcast about the actual true crime. So, so it just takes on life from there. So yeah, it's a really good show. So they won 3 awards there for production design, music composition, and original music and lyrics. There you go. I wouldn't have thought that they would have won that, but yeah.
Very, very nice. When people win awards, even other than the actors and actresses, just when you get like that, like music composition, wardrobe design, any of that stuff, I'm always happy for those people because I always think, cha-ching, like that's a notch in your belt right there. Like that's going to get you way more work than maybe you can handle. You know what I mean? It's going to get you some work because you have that award behind you. Purple Pleasure says, what day is it? I have to get used to the new DIZPod schedule. She sounds like my own mother.
Well,
sounds like my own mom. I had to call my mom today and say DIZPod tonight and live stream tomorrow from Hollywood Studios. Wednesdays live in the parks. Tuesday, the DIZPod. This is not changing unless we have a special week where we need to shift, but this is the permanent home of the DIZPod at least until February.
This is our fall winter schedule.
Yes.
So Purple Pleasure, he says, sounds like his mom. And it's funny enough, she sounds like my mom. So yes, this is our permanent night, semi-permanent night.
Half the year, or close to it. Who knows? We'll see. We'll revisit it in the fall. I mean, in February, and see if it's working. If it's working, then we'll just stay with this.
Right.
If we might just finally stay with it. We'll see.
Okay. So 2 other shows. Excuse me. Won a couple awards. Welcome to Wrexham, which I don't know anything about, but it's kind of giving me Ted Lasso vibes. So I'm gonna have to check this one out. Anybody in chat, if you know this show, let me know if I'm on the right path there. Because
I heard it was really good. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
So I'm thinking, should be pretty good. And then How I Met Your Father, on Hulu, which is a sequel to How I Met Your Mother. That one also won a couple of awards there. And I'm kind of glad to see that because I was hoping it was going to be good, right? Because I loved How I Met Your Mother. Catherine and I would watch it every week. I don't think we missed an episode. So I think that was a great show, and I was a little worried how they would follow it up with this sequel, especially since it had none of the cast in it and a much younger cast. So I was really worried, but it ended up being pretty good apparently because they won a couple of awards. And then you also had Ahsoka. So Ahsoka won one award, but they did win an award for outstanding fantasy sci-fi costumes, and American Horror Story and Beach Boys rounded out the a couple of them there, and Wheel of Fortune won outstanding host for a game show. Pat Sajak. So on his way out, he won outstanding host.
Well, how about that?
So this is an older picture of all the companies. I can't even blow it up. Well, I guess I can maybe. Of all the companies that Disney owns. I mean, this is pretty crazy. And by the way, this is 5 years old. This is from 2019. I couldn't find an updated one. So
wow. So there's so much more you have to add. That's the whole Marvel circle there. And even just look at that, right? So there's Marvel there. And just looking at a glance, we're probably looking at, 18 other companies off of that come off of that branch.
Yep. Yep.
From Marvel alone.
That's probably the one that makes all the money from Universal.
Right.
For their licensing. And then over here, it also says like what the colors represent. So this is just Marvel Television. And there's 4 companies within that alone.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's huge. And that's just Marvel. And then if we go over here, you've got all the Fox Entertainment Group. So that was 20th Century Fox, which is now called 20th Century Studios. You have FX, which was a big winner, as we talked about. You also have Nat Geo, which put out they put out some great documentaries, obviously. But some Baby TV, I've never heard of. Anybody heard of Baby TV? Never heard of that?
Yeah, I think Baby TV's been out for a few years.
Okay.
It's totally designed for babies to watch.
Wow. Yeah, never heard of that. 20th Television, right? So that we know. Fox 21st Television Studios, 20th Century Fox. So those are some big ones. But then you've got all these other little ones in there as well. And then all the Nat Geo partners. Sky, which I'm guessing is obviously based over in Europe. Hulu, obviously, is a big one now. Endemol Shine, that's the Northeast one, but there's the North America one. Middle East one. There's North America. So that one, they do a lot of the reality TV. And you have Disney Music Group. And then look at all the ones in Disney Music Publishing. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, let's pick out all the ones that like to copyright us.
No, they're not in here. We don't get copyrights from Disney. It's Universal that hits us. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Craziest thing. Disney Concerts, Hollywood Records, DMG Nashville, Walt Disney Records. Oh, I used to have so many Walt Disney records.
Yes.
That were actual records.
Yes.
And then, okay, so here's some big ones, right? Walt Disney Animation Studios, Walt Disney Pictures, Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures, and Pixar, right? Obviously. And then Lucasfilm. And they own ILM. I mean, they'll make money off of that alone because ILM is not just making special effects for Disney. I'm sure they're also making special effects for other um, movie studios as well. And then here's your
They
gaming.
do. If you're a nerd like I am for movies, Jacob and I and Tammy, we sit and watch the credits till the last credit rolls. I mean, it's LID style, right? We don't go
Mhm.
anywhere until you have to go. uh, if you watch for special effects, I almost challenge you to find a movie that hasn't been touched by ILM. It's amazing how much they do. They virtually almost work. I think they just about work on every movie.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
And then here's, the one that we all know and love, Walt Disney Parks Experiences and Consumer Products. So there's your Disney Retail, the Disney Store, um, Disney Direct. There's Walt Disney Imagineering, Disney Gaming, Disneyland, Disney Publishing, Disney Parks Merchandise, and then there's Hong Kong, Shanghai, Walt Disney World, obviously. So those we know about, right? And then you come over here and you think about some of the other ones they own. So I said Cruise Line, Port Canaveral, Adventures by Disney. Nobody mentioned that one. Alani. I'm surprised you didn't mention that, but that's a brand that they own.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So it's a brand that they own. The storytelling, the one where they're going to build the community here by me. That's another
Yeah.
brand that they own. So they're going to make money off of that because I'm assuming what's going to happen is the builders that are going to build in that community are going to pay Disney a percentage of every sale. And if I had to guess, it's probably going to be 5%. So builder sells a
Okay.
house for 500,000, 5% of that's going to Disney. And those homes are not going to be 500,000. They're going to be like $1 million. There's your Disney television, Disney ABC television group. How about A&E? Did you know they own A&E?
As a matter of fact, I do know that they own A&E because we have done TV show work for A&E. So when our travel plans were booked,
Mm-hmm.
I got the paperwork for the flights and all that stuff, the itinerary and limo and all that stuff. And guess who was on the top of that face sheet? Mickey.
Oh, how about that?
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's when I first learned that A&E was owned by Disney. Kind of crazy. It's
Wow.
sneaky. That's a sneaky one.
um,
You thought you had me on that one, huh?
I don't know. Vice. I did not know that they owned Vice.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
It's another small network.
Oh, okay.
Lifetime. I think I remember knowing hearing that.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And then Disney channels worldwide. So Disney Channel, obviously. Disney XD. There's your Disney Junior that you asked. Radio Disney, but they also own. Is that KRDC? Didn't know that one. Broadcast satellite Disney. So that's probably the one that I listened to, which used to be called Radio Disney, but now it's called Disney Hits, I think.
Is that on Sirius XM?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
How? What do
worldwide.
they play? What's the range of types of music they play over there?
So when it was Radio Disney, they used to play.
More pop.
They would play pop, but because it's Disney, it was cleaned up. Like Jimmy Kimmel has on his show, I think it's him, unnecessary censoring or unnecessary censorship. So he'll bleep out a word that would make no sense why you would bleep it out. So that's kind of how I felt with Radio Disney is they would always like just totally dilute the song. And they announced that was going away and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I don't remember what it turned into for a little while. And then Disney Hits came, and Disney Hits is more up my alley because it's more about the music. They'll play music from soundtracks of the movies, music from soundtracks of shows, and they play parks music. So
Really?
yes. So you might
So it's Park World Radio on steroids.
exactly. Exactly. Yep. Yep. So you
All
might
right, I need
get
to check this out.
how far I'll go from Moana, and then right behind that you'll get the Disneyland version of Pirates of the Caribbean. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. So so check that out. But they did have every now
It's
and then
called
they'll have
Disney Hits?
Disney hits. Yep. Um,
Okay.
I can't remember the number. I want to say it's like 319, but
They're
I
they're
could be wrong.
currently playing One Jump Ahead of the Lawman.
There you go. So today I was getting in the car and they had somebody come in and do the what do you call it? Not the promo, but kind of the intro. Um like a
Uh,
bumper.
oh, a bumper. Okay, yeah, like I've done
Yeah.
for Park World. Yeah.
So they they said the person was saying whatever they were saying. They were like, "Yeah, we're big fans of Disney and we go to the parks. My favorite ride is Splash Mountain." I'm like, "Okay, I think this is an old bumper."
Yeah, time to bump that bumper.
Just a little bit. Um So, just finishing up here. So, ABC, right? We know that they own ABC, but those are all of the local brands that they own, including the one in Philadelphia. The one here in Raleigh Durham is a Disney owned company. Now, I knew that because for a while I was looking at. I would get the email updates for job postings for Disney, and they would always send me that, and it would be need a TV producer here. And I'm like, oh, that's not me. So
You're getting there.
a couple more episodes, I might be there. Yeah, Times Square Studios, ABC Entertainment, ABC Digital, all the direct to consumer. There's Hulu. Um, there's just so much that they own. UTV, never heard of it. Movies Anywhere, never heard of it. Steamboat Ventures, GoPro.
What? I didn't know Disney owned GoPro.
GoPro. Now, I don't think that they own it fully. If I remember correctly, I think they own a piece of it.
Okay.
Like they're not the parent company, but you do have all of that. Look at all those Chinese holdings. Buena Vista Construction, Reedy Creek Improvement, which I guess since 2019 will kind of be updated.
Right.
And then all of your ESPNs up here. So, my point to all this is that when people say, oh, the parks are empty, Disney's going under, blah, 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 they've got plenty of stuff that if that was the case, they just start selling them off. If they need to raise money, they have plenty of money in the bank. Their assets are well taken care of. All they got to do is start selling off some of that, and they're going to make plenty of money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're very diversified portfolio.
Yes. Yes. So that's your Biz of Diz segment for the show.
Love that, the Biz of Diz. That's a good idea. Maybe someone should do a podcast specifically on the Biz of Diz.
I wonder if you can get anybody to host that.
I think we could get Greg on for that. The Biz of Diz once a month. Just throwing it out there.
Birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday, Annette Morales.
Yes. You want to go inside the parks?
Let's go inside the parks. So inside the parks this past week took us to Magic Kingdom 2 times. And I feel like you guys can always chime in and remind me, but Tony M, this is live. Yes. Don't remember much about Wednesdays, but Saturdays was epic and historic for us because what we did was we had tested it behind the scenes and it worked flawlessly. So we took multicam out to the parks, and I just want to thank Tammy for being so up for this. She didn't complain once. She was totally on board with this, and she wanted to make it happen. She wanted to make it work, and I have a million reasons to love her anyway, but I love her for that too. And we there were stressful times when we were doing it. It was like I had a sense of calm, but I really wanted it to work. And if you all could see, I wish we could capture all of what went on behind the scenes during the Tiffany show, because it was like a true production behind the scenes. It didn't work at first for the first show, and Lawrence let me know that, and we troubleshooted back and forth. Lawrence came up with the suggestion of, I think this is it. And then once he said that, I confirmed it and said, yes, that is it. That is it. Let's work through. I wanted to make sure that you knew what to do to fix it. And I don't know if you did. I don't know if I helped you with that or you just knew anyway, but I just wanted to make sure you knew how to navigate to that screen and be able to change what we needed to change for it to come through and share the
Yes.
stream with Tammy.
Yeah, it was
So,
what had happened was in my head. As soon as I saw what was happening and why it didn't work, I was like, "Oh, I think that's it," and we were on the same page.
yeah, so we fixed it for the second show,
Hmm.
and there was a couple of issues we saw with it, which will be fixed for the next one. Hello, Shannon Woods. And that will be fixed for the next time we do a concert. So it was a lot of fun to do and just play with that. And thank everybody for their support. I hope you all enjoyed the multicam. The multicam was so subtle you could barely notice the seams. Oh, thank you, 86. And we want more. So I was going back and forth with Lawrence, and Tammy couldn't see the production, but I could see the production on my secondary phone. And I remember texting Lawrence and saying, "We need more shots from Tammy. We need more shots from Tammy." And he's like, "Well, we can't for these reasons right now." And I'm like, "Okay, all right." And then a little while later, I'm like, "All right." I'm texting Tammy while this is happening too. I'm like, "Tammy, close in on Tiffany when she gets near you. I'm gonna pull out wide." And I was trying to produce this thing while Lawrence was trying to help too. There was a lot going on while you all enjoyed the show. I really didn't see the show. I didn't see a ton of the show. Um,
Neither did I.
yeah, I left going, well, didn't really see Tiffany, but I was more, if you say what's more important to you, to sit and enjoy Tiffany or to deliver something that we can walk away and say, this really worked and it's only going to get better in the future, I would have chose that. So, um, happy with the way it turned out, and we just know what corrections to make, and it's only going to get better. We'll be doing multicam on Saturdays, doing Happily Ever After. We'll be park hopping from Animal Kingdom in the early afternoon, and when that closes at 6, we'll jump over to Magic, and we'll set up for we'll see where we want to go with it. I don't even know the two locations we'll do. Will we do front of the cat? Will we do Main Street and behind the castle? We'll see. Um, I think we should discuss that. And it's only going to get better because I'll tell you right now, we're not going to deliver two cameras, what I want to say, two angles at
Mhm.
Magic as we go along in the next few weeks. You're going to see like up to 5 locations for Happily Ever After. And that's something nobody's doing. And as long as the technology works for us, I promise you that that's going to happen. So, yeah, it's coming. It's here. It's just about there. We need more. We need to gather more material. So we're doing that. And I just said let's go for, like, okay. So Lawrence was like, "Hey, it started to drizzle, and I said, if multicam works for Tiffany, then I want to take this. Why don't we just keep going with it and we'll do Luminous? We'll do it from 2 different locations." And Lawrence, just thinking of Tammy, he's like, "Hey, it's raining. I don't want Tammy to be stressed out with too much. Let's just scrap it." And I texted Lawrence and said, "No, we're doing this." Yeah. And so I sent Tammy off, and she found her spot, and she did it. I'm gonna order her a new lens this week because I think her lens was dirty. Or scratched. Like, we weren't getting a super clear picture, right? Or
Right.
did that change once we were in the store? Was it still affected?
It got better. Yeah, it got
Okay.
better, but yeah, so it could have just been as simple as cleaning.
Okay. I'll look a little closer into that. So, we had a lot of fun with that, and I was like, let's just take it into creations as well.
Hmm.
So we had fun doing some multicam in creations. So new tech, playing with it, having fun. It's only going to get more enjoyable for all of you. I hope all of you enjoyed the multicam and excited for what's to come because it will only get better. Neil in chat is wondering, what is Saturdays? Saturdays is starting at Animal Kingdom and then park hopping over to Magic. Am
Have
I
you done
missing
that?
any?
Have you done that park hop before? It's not normally
No,
if
it's
you're
not a
at,
normal one.
yeah, you go to Disney
No,
Disney Springs.
yeah, normally we jump to Springs. I feel like we've been to Springs a little bit. I don't want to say too much because we love Springs, but
Yeah.
just stream wise, I'm like, you know what? Let's mix it up and jump over to Magic. The question is, but I think I looked at this. Is Magic open till 11? Because that would really benefit us if
Mm,
it was, as opposed to 10. It'll still be fine, but it'll just be a little bit more time spent over there. You know what? And oh, good, it's 11. So we are so good
nice.
on Saturdays. Neil says they'll be at Animal Kingdom, but will you park hop with us? Neil
Mm.
has to park hop with us. It's only going to be like 6 o'clock, the latest.
Yeah,
The latest. He wouldn't even have had dinner yet.
I was thinking
So,
the same thing.
or lunch. That's like lunchtime for him. So, uh, listen, we didn't eat. Tammy and we sacrificed for the channel. We didn't even eat. She ate less than I did. I stopped at the Hawaii booth
Right.
in the beginning, maybe 2 o'clock, 2:30, ate that and just didn't eat. We couldn't plan the eating. If we wanted to see Tiffany and have good seats for both shows, it didn't allow us time to eat.
Hmm.
So it's okay though. I mean, it's okay. We lived. We won't die. It's I go spurts, and I know you do too. I go spurts during the day.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna skip breakfast. I'm gonna skip lunch. I'll just have dinner or something. It's good to do that now and then. So it's
This is all I've
okay.
had all day. Um.
Yeah, today was one of those days for me too. I
Yeah.
had oatmeal in the morning, coffee, a banana, and then I stuffed my mouth with as many grapes as I could just before we went live.
So let me ask you in chat. I know we had talked about it a little bit during the stream on Saturday, but like where we were able to put up the graphic of what was in the bowl that Corey ate. Did you guys enjoy that? Do you want to see more of that? Was it just okay? Let us know, because I think that for me as a viewer, I remember Corey used to do that pretty often, and I thought that it was good because, hey, it's a teaching channel, right? We like to teach. And so there you've got all of your information about what's in this bowl, what's in this dish or something like that. So if you enjoy that, let me know. If not, then that's okay. You can say it too. Listen, I put the poll in the chat. During Saturday's stream, did you enjoy the multicam? And I don't know, it was about 70%, I guess, said yes or it was okay. And there were like 16% that said no. And that's okay. Um, doesn't mean we're giving up. Doesn't mean that we're going to stop. In fact, we're going to keep pushing even further to try and make it even better for you. And there's a couple tweaks. I mean, if you don't, there's one lesson that I learned in learning YouTube and being a content creator is you got to just press record. If you wait for the perfect video, you're never going to get there. The first one you ever do is going to be horrible. The first time you do this, it's going to be horrible. You got to do it again and again and again to get better. So that's why we just said, let's just go for it. And we did it. And we'll tweak it, and we'll continue to tweak it.
Mm-hmm. It'll only get better, like you said.
Yep.
Very excited for the future of that. I'm more willing to give up graphics if enough people didn't like it. But I
Yeah.
think we had a nice balance the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I think for some reason I think that you weren't on for the start of a live stream not too long ago from Magic, and I was at People Mover, and actually Shift Manager came out and said, I really don't like the scrolling at the bottom. And I was like, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me. Don't hold that in. I want to know this. So I asked everybody, and some others chimed in, liked it, loved it, didn't like it. It's distracting, blah blah blah. So I just took it off for the night. So that stuff's important to us. So I saw you roll that graphic on the bottom a little bit here and there. It was a nice balance. I thought I wouldn't give that part up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were given the choice of graphics or multicam, that's not going away.
Yeah.
Multicam's not going away.
No.
That's higher production level. And you know what? If someone doesn't like it, I want to know why. I want to know why you wouldn't like. Why wouldn't you want 2 or 3 or 4 angles of Happily Ever After?
So here's what I think, and I don't know if we talked about this. Maybe we didn't. But I think the ones that didn't like it, I think it was because of the tech issues. So, for example, in Luminous, when you started streaming, you were battling a lot of lag. So I think that they felt that the multicam is what was causing the lag. The lag would have been there no matter what, unless for some reason, Tammy was not, and it's probably positioning. She was not getting lag. I didn't see lag.
You know what? I think sometimes as a live streamer, you can make the wrong call or forget what signal you're on. And I think that was all me. I think that I was whether I was on Wi-Fi or off. I'm gonna guess I was on Wi-Fi, and I didn't mean to be. I was on Wi-Fi from Tiffany because that works better for concerts, and we made a rush over there. So once I got off that, I think I was perfect, right? Was I perfect after that? I don't even know if you remember, but I think we were fine on signal after I switched.
Yep. Yeah, it cleared up.
I think you said it. You're like, we're having signal issues. I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like, oh, let's get off Wi-Fi here.
Yeah. And understand that Corey, just like me and Josh and any streamer, they cannot stand lag because they're trying to bring you the best production ever. Ever. Saturday.
Every time out.
I was sweating sitting over here Saturday, trying to bring all of you the best possible production. So as you step up, listen, it's not that hard to get a gimbal. You can go on Amazon and buy a gimbal for $50, $60. It's not going to be the best, but
anybody can live stream these days.
Yeah. YouTube is free. YouTube is free. You can go out there and live stream. But as you try to step up your game, it does come with some little nuances and stuff that you've got to battle. And, but we just want to keep getting better and delivering you the most that you can get. So, let us know. We're not afraid to take on constructive criticism. If there's something you didn't like, let us know. I personally enjoyed being able to put in there when he broke Spaceship Earth that Corey broke.
Yes. Yeah, those fun, spontaneous graphics are fun. Those were fun. For sure.
And I was messing with Aaron a little bit at the end of the night because he was like, hey, that shopping with the wife thing is copyrighted. So I was like, oh, really? So then I put a copyright symbol after it. And he's like, no, I meant trademark. So I changed that to trademark. So we had a little fun.
Neil was commenting. Neil was commenting that you did a great job in the producer's chair.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, it was.
He did. Oh, I was gonna say you did, and once again too, Lawrence and I and Neil. We have to include Neil because he's here, and my mom, when she talks about her kids, she just can't praise one without mentioning everyone else. But you both support me in different ways and some of the same, and love you both so much for that. Some of my best friends, but I love how I knew this wasn't the case, but I thought about it just for a little bit. Like, okay, Lawrence, it could seem, it could be interpreted like we're going back and forth, and during the production of this, but that was true professionalism between you and
100%.
me.
Yep.
True
100%.
professionalism. So don't ever think if I'm like, Lawrence, we need more shots of this, or hey, why isn't, like, sometimes I'll be like, why isn't this happening? It's not
Yeah.
like why, and maybe it is at the moment, but I just you're in the moment, you want the best production value. Like, why isn't this happening right
Yeah.
now? But
Well,
when it's over,
it's
the
like
best
wanting
of
more
times.
shots from Tammy during Tiffany. You were wanting that, but you didn't know why I couldn't give you that, you know?
And you explained it,
And
and I
then
was
once
like,
I explained,
okay.
it's, "Oh, okay, got it."
At
And to
first,
hear
I
stuff
did
like
have a quick thought. I'm like, I'm watching this thing. I'm like, okay, I'm not missing it. Why are we not transitioning? We this is multicam. Like I think I saw one. Lawrence, we need more shots.
and then,
And then you
sitting
explained it.
here and knowing that you're trying to film, now if this was a true production and I'm sitting in the truck outside, I'm radioing to you, "Hey, we can't do this. I need you to do that, blah, blah, blah." We didn't have that. So at one point I'm like, I don't want to text him because he's trying to film. So let him be. And so that's why you didn't know exactly what was going on. But it was fun. I hope you all enjoyed that. And I liked a little bit of stress, as we call it, organized chaos. So it
Yeah.
was
Yeah. I'm scrolling back and looking at all the texts. Like, we texted
fun.
so much during that time. I'm like, Tammy's camera's hot. You're like, copy that. And I'm like, tell me when part 2 starts. Okay, part 2 is up. I had to sync it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, do what you can with that switching out between Tammy and me, if you can. You just can't get it synced up or whatever, or maybe just mute her. Like, I was trying to come up with solutions with problems you had. I'm
Right.
like, well, just mute her, go tight on Tiffany.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. And poor Tammy has the camera in her hand the whole first show. She thinks she's filming the whole thing. And I don't know why, but she kind of came to me and she's like, you didn't get me, did you? I'm like, I don't know how you knew that, but and we were like, they were when I set her up in her at her area, and I went over to the left side of the arena or whatever. I'm looking at her and I'm just trying to communicate a thought to her, and she just wasn't getting it. I was
Mhm.
getting so frustrated. I'm like, blah 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 blah. Whatever it was I was telling her, and the lady next to me was like, she's kind of laughing. I'm like, we're trying to do multicam here, and my wife isn't understanding what I'm saying. It's very simple.
It
But it
was
was fun.
it was fun.
That was the think about this. That's the most difficult night we should ever have with that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And you do there's a phrase for it. I can never remember it. It's kind of like Monday morning quarterbacking. Um, we sit down and digest what happened and how do we do this, how do we do that. So I think going forward it's going to be pretty good, and I'm excited about Saturday. And you won't have multicam tomorrow night, but you will have some of the fun stuff tomorrow night.
Yes, we're not able to do multicam tomorrow because, well, it's Fantasmic.
Well,
They
it's
did 2 shows of Fantasmic today. I'm hoping for 2 next tomorrow.
I've seen I've seen that recently that they've gone back to 2 shows even during the week. So I'm hoping you get 2 shows tomorrow. That would be cool. That is always
Yeah.
a huge plus.
So next multicam, we will be rearranging it so multicam will happen on every stream, but that's gonna take a little bit of time
Yeah.
to do all of that. Um, I mean, we might as well just should we just tell them? Some of this is going to be pre-recorded. We're not gonna have 5 cameras at Magic Kingdom, but we're gonna record every angle in 4K. I will be live in one of the locations, so you'll see a lot of my live location, but you'll get quick snippets
Mhm.
of around the park to
Yep.
enjoy. How can you not love that?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't yeah, could you imagine walking in there with 5 5 people recording?
Right,
I
right.
mean, we do have a big enough circle that, you know, we
We could do it.
we could eventually go that route, folks. So if it happens, just remember we said it here on September 17th, five
Yes,
five cameras to shoot
yes.
Fantasmic. No, you wouldn't do it with Fantasmic. You would do it with the fireworks at Magic Kingdom,
Yeah,
or Luminous. But fireworks at Magic Kingdom would work the best. You get totally different angles there.
Yes. Roderick says that the rice bowl was fire, and it was. It was very good. I could see myself getting that again for sure. The next time the channel goes hot is tomorrow night at Hollywood Studios. So we'll be there. It could be a little bit of an earlier start by a little bit. It probably will be. But just watch for times. And we will fire that baby up sometime in the 6 o'clock hour or slightly just before, maybe if we get a little bit lucky there. And from there, I'm going to release our Halloween, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party vlog on Thursday night.
Cool.
5:47 p.m. Eastern Time. Tammy goes, 5:47. I said, I'll explain.
Is
I wonder if you know. I wonder if you know why.
I believe I know why.
It's the DIZPod. I'll let y'all know. So when creators, especially we're talking Disney, YouTube, parks creators, whether they go live or they release a video, 12:47 is a weird time. So you're going to get a notification 30 minutes before. So you're going to get that notification not at the same time as another creator. You're just going to see Living in Diz come up.
Yep.
So all by itself. So that's the strategy. Start at a different time. You may get a few more views.
Yep.
So we can't make tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing Tammy on Saturday. Tammy called you all out the other day. She said, I haven't seen Neil in forever. So yes, you owe her.
Mom mentioned it. So did, I think, Shannon, about not getting the alert. And since Corey mentioned about the timing on tomorrow's stream, let me show you all that again. If you are on YouTube, you go to Corey's channel, Living in Diz. This button right here, it says notify me. You want to click that. That is going to let you know that it goes live. Just hitting the subscribed and notification bell here. So see, I have this click to all. I may not get some of these notifications, even though I have that click to all. That doesn't mean that they send them all out. But if you click the notify me button here, you should get that one. So see, I've got all of mine set, except for the DIZPod. Why? Because I'm the one that starts that. I don't need to know when it starts. I'm the one.
Right. Well, you might want to be extra informed.
All right. Well, then now I'll be informed and I will know when it starts. So make sure that you do that, because you will get not only the 30-minute ahead notification, but you'll get the notification the minute that it starts. You get it through your YouTube app. So that could be why some of you don't get it notifications if you have notifications turned off on that app. I also get them through email.
I get them through email every time, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'll get the email that says you're now live on your channel and whatever it is.
Yes.
So yeah.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Tara Rager in chat. And Neil says, blame it on my trumpet. Too many people like the way it sounds.
I heard some music today that I liked. And so did Finley. She said, Daddy, Neil is so impressive.
I have to go back and listen to that. I haven't had a chance to hear it yet. So, hey, let's talk about our sponsor. Hey, give me some music behind that.
Okay.
I have no problem ever putting Lawrence on the spot, and then I wait to see how he performs. He usually pulls it off.
Let me give you this one.
Okay. There we go. I feel like I have to read this differently now. I'm in the recording studio. All right. Let's see. Let's feel the music for a second here. Let it breathe.
Let it breathe. That's right.
All right. Here it goes. If you're looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard, Victor Naraki, a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC, is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the Disney area home market and a proven record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? CelebratingFlorida.com is where you want to visit to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with Victor. Your dream home is just a click away.
So
How'd you like that, producer?
Very nice. So I have
I had to feel it.
a surprise. It's not a mail stream because you don't have the mail yet, but I did send you something.
Oh,
I'm going to unveil what it is.
oh, you're gonna unveil what it is right now? Shut up! No way. We've talked about these things.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
There you go.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. We do have a P.O. box, everybody. So just check in the description below of any videos or podcasts. We do have a P.O. box. We love getting mail. We love doing that. We'll open, if you send something, we'll open it on air. The thing we haven't opened recently is we get a steady supply of Trader Joe's sent to us from the lovely Susie Q and Ruben G. Much appreciated. We got some in this week, and we're currently enjoying all of the pumpkin spice, or at least half of it. There's another shipment coming. All of their pumpkin Halloween stuff from Trader Joe's. It's all good. I've never bitten into anything Trader Joe's that was even average.
Very nice. Yes, Neil was with Victor in Celebration on Sunday. Amazing area over there. In fact, the next time that we go to Disney, I think we're just going to take a day and drive through some of those areas because it was absolutely beautiful. One of the homes there they toured was $1.6 million, but worth every penny from what I saw. I mean, number one, it was 4,500 square feet, but the pantry, the primary bedroom, and even the secondary bedrooms all had wooden shelving in the closets, like almost looking like cedar.
Wow.
And that was standard. So very cool stuff. So yeah, check out Victor's channel as we try to get him to grow. And make sure if you see that he's on, share the stream out to your friends, anybody that might be interested, because he'll show you $400,000 home and a $1.6 million home. So there's something for everybody if you want to live near Disney.
Yes, Victor works really hard, and he gets really excited. He likes to simulcast our fireworks when we do Happily Ever After. He likes to pump in the music over at his home and entertain people, or show it on his Facebook, that kind of thing. So Victor's a really great guy. Just go over and support him. Subscribe to his channel at Victor Naraki on YouTube, and that's all you have to do. And just give a watch. You'll find, watching a live stream of Victor's, to me, is like, it's like watching home and HGTV. You know what I mean? Like, I don't sit down and with my limited time, I have other shows I want to watch, but I don't sit down with Tammy and go, let's put on some Home and Garden and just see what's going on. But if I walk into a room and somebody's watching Home and Garden, I can sit down and get lost for hours. So even if you think you might not be interested, I guarantee you, if you turn on Victor's streams, you're going to watch from start to finish because you want to see more. You want to see a house tour of what's near Disney. You want to see that stuff. So just go over. Let's surprise Victor. If you're listening now or listening later, his information is always in our description as well at the bottom. Just subscribe. Make that guy happy.
Yep. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe and watch to Victor. Make sure to subscribe and watch to the DIZPod, the new channel. I appreciate all of you being here. We'll have some fun for you tomorrow night. And then Saturday, we'll be back to multicam for the fireworks, which will be really, really cool. And then Sunday we'll have the Relive in Diz, which is in late January 2020. So we're getting very close to the day that Disney closed.
Yes, we are. And let's not forget that vlog of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm happy with the way it came out. So that premieres to 2 nights from now at 5:47 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you so much, everyone. In the meantime, we're just a couple of park bros talking Disney.
That's us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.